Well, hello there. Hello and welcome back to the stream. My capture card decided to work immediately for once. That's nice. And with that said, I think just jump right into it. We last left off on the eve of a very important battle. I didn't do really much in the way of grinding. I did one battle or two. And it really didn't accomplish anything, but I think that playing around the fact that the enemy mages and archers can one-shot almost anyone, we should be able to do better. Now, I have a lot of people selected that I don't want, so let me unselect everyone, other than the people I for sure am using. Which is, of course, Serenoa, Anna. I want to use Milo, but do I want to use Milo? I think I do. And obviously, I'm going to use Huet, Gila, Eridor,
Understood.
Benedict,
If you insist.
the best character in the game, Lionel,
Shall we?
Frederica, and I suppose Zana. Zana is definitely a good unit. I really like her.
Please, leave everything to me.
That should be fine. Now, I know there's reinforcements, which means I can't really afford to have anyone die, but I need to come up with a more definitive plan about who to send where. I think that we can send Eridor and Milo over this way for now. We'll send Eridor, Milo, and Lionel over here to start with. And everyone else will go north, which means we want Anna to have a good shot to get as much distance as possible. We'll try this. So, to refresh, the objective of this battle is obviously kill all the enemies and don't let any of the explosives go off, which I believe have about 60 total turns. 60 total unit movements before they go off. Probably a better way to put it. As if we look at this bomb... Oh, it's 70 total unit movements. Which seems like a lot. But if they manage to put down multiple, and especially multiple on the other side of the map, well, you can imagine how that might go. Now, my biggest problem, other than the reinforcements and the one-shot archers, are these guys. Because always counterattack upon taking physical damage. That's very, very detrimental to my health. Benedict, I will want to give Anna an extra move, but I don't know. I don't think I want to do that just yet. But I will
All for victory.
You have my thanks.
give
My
her
knowledge grows deeper.
extra movement
Time to work.
for her first turn. I'll move her here to take cover.
Shadows conceal me.
Excuse me.
Shall we dance?
I can't really afford to have either Anna or, well, or anyone else, but especially Anna, die. Okay.
The hunt is on.
Well, it's unfortunate that Anne's position was revealed, but I don't think anyone else can attack her. I don't know when an AI is programmed to use this or not, but that's the ability that does way too much damage. But with the archer in range, and that archer not being in range of anyone, should have a good chance to kill him before he can move again. My current strategy is, whenever possible, I'm going to use Hewitt to immobilize
for the honor of House Wolfort,
their melee troops and deal with them where possible.
That hit the mark.
Come at me!
Whether that works or not, obviously depends on many factors, but we shall see.
I shall do what I can.
Now, Gila, who can you positively impact by a significant amount via haste? You can
Make
impact
the most of this.
Our
Serenoa.
victory is assured.
You can heal him next turn, assuming no one else gets severely injured.
I fight for peace.
If only... If only she could move one more tile. Fortunately, I would have to spend 2 quietus points to do that. But the beginning is definitely the hardest, at least based on my last attempt. So, moment. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah. So now, wait, did I use it? I did use it, but oh yeah, she can get in range. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
With the worked.
I want
My time is now.
to eliminate those melee soldiers as soon as possible. Hopefully she can paralyze him.
The heavens rage.
Okay, so he should not be able to do much.
Profit comes to the prepared.
You know, I wasn't expecting Lionel to be able to do anything
See
particularly
what Lionel can do.
useful on his turn, but
There is no mercy on the battlefield.
healers don't do good melee damage, and Lionel could potentially deal with that himself. Now, especially with him paralyzed, this would be a good time to give Anna 2 turns.
We must move fast.
Your orders? Death sound strike.
Wow, I can't believe he didn't die.
This is the end.
I should have just poisoned him.
Allow me.
When does this archer move? This archer moves very soon. And that guy moves very soon as well. I'll have Anna disarm this on her next turn.
Shadows conceal me. Let's play. I
I would like to attack him, but I don't want her to be countered. I It does a lot of damage. I will move. I'll move her here for now.
For the honor of House Wolford.
Ooh, immobility, that's not ideal.
Fear. Impossible.
Okay. Eridor likely will have a good chance of taunting that mage, so I want to focus on doing more damage to him.
You won't beat me. Come and get me.
Excellent.
Let me heal your wounds. The fight goes on.
Tides are turning.
Okay, so Serenoa is fully healed.
Let me show you what I've learned.
I would love to get her in range to attack, but I don't think she's going to be able to. But Anna should be able to do something.
Allow me.
For a better world. Very well.
You might be able to. Damn, not quite. That is unfortunate, isn't it, huh? Actually, you can take the minecart and potentially paralyze him.
Tremble in fear.
No paralysis, sadly.
Have you brought coin? Let us pry out their weakness. It is time to strike.
You won't escape.
I don't want Anna to get attacked by too much else. But can Serenoa get up there? No. Serenoa can't get up there anyway, so
Shall we dance?
that'll be fine.
Take this.
Now the taunted mage is poisoned, so that'll be some extra damage. And hopefully you can immobilize him
Not
again.
another step.
Unfortunate. Well, that is very bad because he's going to do a lot of damage. I might literally have to skip his turn with the Quietus, depending on if Eridor can taunt him or not. He's still paralyzed, and I could get Frederica to deal with him. But Hawk Dive doesn't even go there.
Perish.
May I?
So instead, we'll start having a Serenoa make his way over there.
Oh, done it now.
In fact, that explosive.
I've been waiting for this.
Well, it's still 27 unit turns away.
Come and get me.
Okay, they're both taunted, which is perfect.
Let me heal your wounds.
Serenoa's injured. People over there are injured. All in all, there's a lot of injuries.
Be at ease. Much appreciated.
But more people are injured over here, so I'll have her attend to that
Peace.
on her next turn, hopefully. Oh. The most damaging fire move I have is Blazing Chains, which is a single unit. Or I can Scorch both of them. The Archer goes 13th. I believe Anna will go first. And Azana will also go, but I don't think... Azana should have magic. Yeah. Oh wait, no, she won't. No, we'll figure it out. For now, we'll Scorch them.
Heed my call. The heavens judge you.
Significantly more damage. And back over here.
Time to work. Allow me.
There is no mercy on the battlefield.
Damn you, Benedict.
A brief rest.
Much appreciated. They're going to detonate any minute.
Yes, I know. We are trying, dude, over there. It's not as easy as it looks. I can slowly try to get Lionel over there. I mean,
This is it for you.
he has a 100% chance of taunting the healer. So,
Done it
he can just
now.
kite the healer over there. Wait, he placed a bomb even while he was taunted? That's very annoying. Granted, it won't go off for a while, but...
Die already.
The hunt is on.
Okay, she can at least kill the Archer
Together.
to ensure he can't do anything else.
For the honor of House Wolford.
Fortunately, these guys go back to back. Unless I delay one of them.
Me too.
Back at me.
I'm gonna have to, like, teleport Lionel, aren't I? So this only has 10 turns. Lionel comes up at 8. No one else can reach it. Light Wave costs 2, which means I would only have enough for 1, which at this point...
My thanks. You've left yourself open.
This is victory
You've left
is
yourself
in
open.
reach.
Okay.
Behold true power.
I shouldn't need to waste TP on him.
That all you got?
He's dead no matter what because of poison. He's still taunted.
I shall do what I can. Allow me.
Thank you.
Let me show you what I've learned.
Yeah, and then she can save her TP.
Allow me.
There is no mercy on the battlefield.
Have you brought coin?
Alright, Lionel. So no explosives on the map currently. Well, there's one, never mind. But that one's very far away from going.
Know what to do.
She can't really reach that guard, but
The hunt
it's
is
fine.
on.
Speaking of guard, the sooner he's dead, the better.
Defeat is not an option.
kidding me? Wait, you know what? I will have Anna do the final blow against him.
For the duchy! For the...
There are some reinforcements, as expected, and I think there's at least one more wave. There might be more. I hope there's not more, but there is at least one more.
This is the end. My turn. My time is now.
Okay, now we gotta start making the whole crew over there.
I'll show you what I'm made of. You're done!
Shall we begin? Be at ease.
Okay, with this, everyone is at full or mostly at full. And we're getting
There is no
plenty
mercy
of
on the
TP back. I wouldn't be surprised if they place an explosive in this turn or soon. And you cannot reach him from there, but you can reach him from here.
This is it. For you.
There it is. Okay, we should definitely be able to get over there before it becomes too problematic.
Here I come. I will end this.
Duet needs to be healed, but other than that,
Where shall we
should
strike?
be fine. 5 enemy units. 1 is an archer, 1 is a mage, and 2 of them are the counterattack guys, which is far from ideal.
Behold true power.
There is no mercy on the battlefield.
Floppy. I'll take you on.
Why don't you call the card, Parador?
Let me show you what I've learned.
Why don't you move faster?
Let me heal your wounds.
That's what I want to see.
Victory goes to the Queen.
You cannot impede progress?
Oh, can he not? You know, since you've got nothing else to do, why don't you throw that?
Free of charge. Lionel's coin purse grows heavier.
I do like when Lionel is healed and talks about his coin purse. Okay.
You won't catch me.
Benedict's next move will be to give Anna 2 turns. And she should easily be able to
Now what to do?
disarm that. And maybe even go back into stealth.
Dance poison.
Wow, amazing
Battle
fail
is
on
ours.
that poison.
Yeah.
Forward!
The heavens judge you.
Ooh! That's fine. That's more than fine.
I will end this.
I see a path to victory.
Yes, your path is to give Anna 2 turns.
This will serve well.
I shall do what I can.
And also to haste someone. Probably Serenoa again.
Splendid!
I've been waiting for this.
Now we make our riches.
There's more reinforcements. Yep,
Wolfort bastards.
More soldiers.
I forgot that they came from up there. Unfortunate. Okay, so what we're gonna do is throw poison at you.
This'll hurt.
Throw poison at you.
This'll hurt.
Then use that, and then take cover.
Shadows.
And this is why Anna is amazing.
Let's
Truly
play.
amazing. I want them to come to us, because I definitely don't want her in range of everyone at the same time. Same case with Lionel, honestly. But honestly, I also kind of want Lionel to be available to taunt those guys up there.
Forward.
Serenoa, maybe go here for now. I might as well call the card just in case.
The hunt is on.
I don't want to be in range of the mage, but I don't think that's really possible to avoid. It definitely seems like it is not possible to avoid. Shooting star. That's something that could be nice.
Lend me your wings, Ruby. Very well. I see right through you.
Alright, excellent, excellent. Almost a one-shot, but not quite.
I cannot lose.
More importantly, this allows her to... Pillar of Fire does more, right? It does, and... wait, why can't you... cross 5 horizontal squares? Huh? Is there a way to rotate it? Why does it only go that way? Okay, well I guess I'm not using that, but
Flame, it worked.
that's fine too. Now that guy has 24 health. I don't know if the poison does that much.
Death sound strike. Death sound strike.
I shall try my level best.
Oh, we'll just use Benedict to make sure.
Overconfident.
I shall do what I can.
Oh yeah, definitely heal Frederica.
Choices, choices. Take this.
As long as they don't place a bomb over there, I can let them be for a few turns. Eridor, why don't you taunt them? Just... oh, you can only taunt one of them. Well, taunting one of them is better than
Look to my shield.
taunting none.
Defeat is not an option.
He goes 7th. Anna goes 9th.
Wait your turn.
Have you brought Corey?
Aha.
See what Lionel
Now he can do nothing because he can't reach Lionel. I think he would be able to reach Lionel if... no, he wouldn't even be able to if Duet moved, so... that's more than fine by me. Now where can she go that she can be helpful, but not be attacked by anyone terribly? I suppose here would be the best.
Yeah.
You're wide open.
Very well. Tremble in fear.
Ooh, paralysis. Wonderful. $29 damage that poison did. That's important. Okay, well, we still have plenty of time on that, so I think... Let me kill the mage.
This is the end. I shall do what I can.
Who is injured? Mostly just Frederica still.
Allow me. I can keep fighting. I fight for peace.
Okay, well then, let me
With the
just to do
power
more damage to him.
Let us pry out their weakness. You were overconfident.
It wasn't good enough.
Now what to do?
That's why I definitely don't like them. He got 2 turns before Serenoa got 1, basically. Which is far from ideal, but so long as there's not any more reinforcements, or at least not a terrible amount of reinforcements, then we should be good.
Think you can catch me?
She's gonna get counterattacked, but I'm gonna take the risk of poisoning him. Wow, she didn't get counterattacked, and also she didn't poison him again. It's XCOM levels of probability with the 2 90% misses.
Time to take
Okay.
flight.
Anna will definitely be able to deal with the thing, the bomb.
Take aim.
At least Hewitt is actually hitting what she needs to hit this time. You go there for now. In fact, no, don't move, because I want your turn to come sooner. Because you might need to retaunt
My
him.
turn.
At least Anna will be able to poison him.
This'll hurt. Very well. Tremble in fear. New power overflows within me.
Not paralyzed, but damage dealt.
I see right through
Let
you.
us pry out their weakness.
Ooh, I don't know who to give the 2-fold turn to, so I'll give it to Hewitt.
We make it up here.
Cool heads shall prevail.
When does he go? 11? So there's plenty of time. Perhaps I shall have you haste Hewitt. That won't bring her turn any sooner. I guess,
Your wounds are healed.
Thank you.
just heal Eridor.
Let me
We
show
seem
you
to
what
be
I've
good,
got.
thankfully.
With the powers in me. Now what to do?
Yeah, you can disarm that just to make sure.
You won't beat me!
Can you provoke from there? You can.
Look to my shield!
And you were successful. Even better. Excuse me.
Lionel has arrived.
Here I come.
He's still immobilized, is he not? Yes. So then the question becomes, do I immobilize him? I think I should try to, at least.
Not another step.
Miss. Okay, okay. A miss is definitely a thing that can happen.
Yeah, just for you. I will end this. That victory is within reach. Sound strike.
You know, other than getting
My time is
counterattacked
now.
twice, that went well because I believe his health is low enough that the poison will kill him, thankfully. Now, Zana, I don't think you'll die, so
Heaven's reign.
was gonna say paralyze him again, but no, no dice.
I shall try my level best.
Shall we begin?
So I will heal Anna because she is more important.
My apologies. Let me show you what I've learned. Choices. Dance poison.
Alright, he's actually poisoned.
Me too!
My power wasn't enough.
I'll take you on! Look to my shield!
Excellent. Let me throw poison at him. And then take cover for now. He can always hit him next turn.
Oh, no.
And then
Combat is not thine own.
just to ensure where he goes. Oh wait, she can hit him from behind from this tile, can she not? Yes. And then he'll either die this or next turn.
I see a path to victory.
But can you give Anna 2 turns from there? You can.
This will serve well.
Oh, is this his back tile? Actually, I can't tell which his back tile would be. So why don't you just stand there?
The show must go on.
Yes, that is his back tile, which I will let Anna get to.
Dance poison.
More poison?
I've never felt better. Let me show you what I've learned.
I'm not worried about him. Like, worst case, he gets to attack someone once.
In me. Shall we begin? Your wounds are deep. Yes, this will do.
And with this,
Allow me to
Just as I
he will
planned.
die.
Just as I planned.
Which allows her to go again. To attack him.
Die already! You're wide open!
Leaving us with 2 enemies. So he's still poisoned, so he definitely dies next turn.
Go!
This battle is ours. Rugi!
Now we make our riches.
I'll take you on!
And you ram him.
You're in the way!
We may have gotten off on the wrong foot.
I see
Wonderful.
a path to victory.
I fight for peace. Your orders? Cool heads shall prevail.
He literally dies.
Choices.
Achieving us a much, much better result. And victory besides. 21,960 coin. That is a lot of money. I'm definitely a fan, don't get me wrong, but my word, so much money. Now I just need resources that I can pair with that money for more upgrades.
That was close. To think they tried to collapse the tunnel with themselves still inside.
Why would the Esfrosti blow themselves up to destroy the place they were charged to defend?
We've been over this,
It makes
Benedict.
no strategic sense.
Because they're trying to hide something.
Nothing as Frost does make sense. But if they were this desperate, there must be something in there they do not want us finding.
Like salt?
We must see what lies at the end of this tunnel.
Can't believe that people still have not posited that theory.
Now let us press on.
Oh!
These pink rocks aren't iron.
It's salt. Or rather... salt crystal.
Crystallized salt, untapped beneath the earth. The Rosellan legend my mother recorded is true.
The grand Norzellian mines must have been built upon a vein of crystals. This explains how Esfrost was able to cut ties with Hyzant.
As As long as they could excavate their own, they didn't need to rely on the salt from the Holy State. They could fight without it.
How do you think Gustadolf discovered this?
Lord Dragan was in charge of the mines, until he was assassinated in that sudden Esfrosti raid, which Gustadolf used as a pretense to invade Glenbrook, after which he claimed control of the mines.
Yes, I'm aware of history,
That
Benedict.
tells me Lord Dragan was likely the first to discover the salt crystals. However, a struggle ensued between him and Gustadolf over their ownership.
So Gustadolf had him killed and ordered the invasion of Glenbrook. In order to seize control of the mines and secure the salt crystals for himself. That scheming bastard!
Looks like we made the right call, taking back the mines. They already took loads of salt crystals to the Duchy, but even that ain't gonna last them forever.
Indeed. If we can hold the mines, Esfrost will have no choice but to surrender.
And what if they discover another vein of salt crystals elsewhere?
A real possibility, if the Rosellan legend is to be believed. But the Grand Norzellian mines only succeeded because all three powers worked together. If this is the kind of terrain salt crystals are found in, Esfrost cannot dig a new mine all on their own that easily.
Meaning they are at their most vulnerable now, without a source of salt to call their own.
This does not concern only Esfrost. The existence of salt crystals will undermine the very foundation upon which Hyzant is built.
You've said that thrice before, Benedict.
People knew that. Then the two pillars of Hyzantian power, the source and the might of their goddess, would crumble.
And it would prove the Rosellan legend is true. If we reveal the truth, they would be forced to free the Rosell they've imprisoned.
We hold the very future of Norzellia in our hands.
Whatever we decide to do, we cannot decide it lightly.
Indeed. For now, let us return to the Crown City. Huet, send word to the capital. I want Kingdom soldiers posted around this entire area. Tell them to allow no one anywhere near the mines.
It shall be done, sire. This must be what the old man was hoping to find.
So, our army failed to secure the Grand Norzellian mines.
It would seem House Wolfort interfered. Glenbrook forces already surround the area, so retaking the mines is likely out of the question.
They must have discovered the salt crystals. Damn them. Gather our soldiers, and be quick about it.
Aye, Your Grace.
I see you finally decided to answer my summons, Svarog.
I shan't use laboring in secret to complete the death knell as an excuse. Punish me as you see fit. If you think you can, that is.
I ought to wipe that impertinent smile off your face.
I saw what they brought in from the Grand Norzellian mines.
Huh. So you know of the salt crystals?
Enough secrets, Gustadolf. Tell me what you are planning.
To use those salt crystals to put the final nail in Hyzant's coffin. To free the people of Norzellia from their tyranny by ending their monopoly over salt.
By which you mean the strong will be free to trample the weak. Is that it?
I will not argue semantics. Though it is at least far more human to struggle for one's own survival, rather than capitulate to the whims of some goddess. People have the right to discover their own strength, and wield it to claim what is rightfully theirs.
I mean, in some way he does have a point,
Just as you
but...
are contesting me at this very moment, Uncle.
He's still an
How long
asshole.
have you known of the salt crystal's existence?
I learned of the possibility long ago, when I read of them in an old text from the archives. Ancient knowledge should never be discarded. As you well know, since you had Dragan study there to perfect his explosives.
You are the one who had him killed.
Spare me your unfounded speculation.
I heard all that happened from the Wolforts. They were there when he drew his last breath. Act the fool, and you shall be revealed as one, Gustadolf. Dragan oversaw the mine. It only stands to reason that he would have discovered the salt crystals first. So you, in your greed, had him killed, so that you might claim his discovery for your own. Not only that, but you used his murder as a pretext to invade Glenbrook. Am I wrong?
Huh. You have an admirable imagination. Admirable, but mistaken. Your son was quite the ambitious man, you know.
What do you mean?
You know very well what I mean. Indeed, Dragan did discover the salt crystals. Who else do you think told me of their existence? Yet he refused to hand them over unless I made him Prime Minister of Esfrost. And your son's scheming didn't end there. At the same time, he had initiated negotiations with Glenbrook. He offered them salt crystals in exchange for a noble title. He sought to fatherland and foe for all he could get.
Lies! All of it! How dare you dishonor my son's name!
House Wolfort fed you a fairy tale, and you gobbled it right up because it aligned with what you wanted to believe. Uncle, now is not the time for family squabbles. Glenbrook now knows of the salt crystals. It is but a matter of time until Hyzant learns of them as well. We must make ready to stand against them.
What would you have me do?
The Death Knell is taking far too long to build. See that it is finished with haste. Do that, and I will name you my Prime Minister, so you may fulfill your dearly departed son's dream in his stead.
Very well.
There's no way he's buying
this. There is no
this.
time to waste.
Right?
War will be upon our doorstep before we know it. A war to end all wars. A war whose victor shall rule Norzelia in her glorious entirety.
Mm-hmm. Suppose we shall see about that. I suppose we shall, yes. But it's the end of chapter 16, which means we're on chapter 17. I wonder if there's like 20 chapters, if they wanted to make it a nice even number.
Deep in the Grand Norzelian mines lay a most unexpected discovery. Crystals of pure salt.
I mean, at this point it was kind of expected.
Now in possession of knowledge that could alter the course of history in Norzelia, the members of House Wolfort gather at Whiteholm Castle to discuss their next move.
If griefs could passions move.
Unexpected though it may be, the salt crystals are now ours. How shall we proceed?
Carefully, for it has the potential to alter the balance of power across Norzelia. This is an opportunity to reshape the realm to our benefit. We must be strategic.
It's a target on our backs is what it is. There'll be no peace for us so long as we hold them.
Hyzant will set upon us with a fury we've never known if they hear of this.
She's right. They will stop at nothing to defend their faith.
Nor will Esfrost go quietly into the night.
Then let us prepare for when word does spread, rather than fret over how long we can keep the secret. Whether we protect the salt as ours, or find another way to use it, we must act soon.
What's it?
What say you, Your
Roland?
Majesty?
We find ourselves at a crossroads. Not just as a kingdom, but an entire realm. Our decision will touch every life in Norzelia. I too wish to act quickly. But I beg you all for a moment alone with my thoughts.
Your caution is admirable, but ill-advised. Hesitation could cost us everything.
That much is obvious. Yet I cannot race headlong into the unknown when so much depends upon us.
Benedict, I find myself unmoored as well. I wish to hear from all present before we decide upon a course of action.
Oh, we're gonna have another scales, aren't we?
As you wish. Pray let it be swift.
Serenoa, answer me this. Can I count on you to walk the path with me? Whatever it may be.
I mean...
I was named Lord of House Wolfort long before I was inducted into the Saintly Seven.
Let me hear what everyone else has to
I've
say
been your
first.
friend even longer still.
Say no more. Take the others to Castle Wolfort and await my word. Likewise, inform me of any movements from Hyzant.
As you wish. Until we meet again.
We have a character story from Milo, so there's that. And then we have 3 important cutscenes. Curious, very curious.
Oh, just look how you've grown. To think you'd produce such a bounty. And you've flourished as well. I'm so proud of you, my lovelies.
Quite the passionate one, aren't you?
Don't sneak up behind people like that. Hasn't anyone told you it's rude?
Apologies. I was just curious. What are you doing here?
If you must know, I'm harvesting herbs. I thought I might make them into medicine for the injured.
That would be helpful. Lord Serenoa will be pleased as well.
And I am oh so happy to please. I am quite taken with powerful people. People like Lord Serenoa.
Yes, I see.
You'll tell him I'm doing my best to be useful to him, won't you?
Wait. That plant. It induces paralysis, does it not?
Quite knowledgeable you are. Did you know it can also be used for pain relief?
The same plant can be both a poison and a medicine?
Sounds how
Yes,
a lot of medicine
depending on how
works.
it's used. And yet, people still try to force plants into one category or another. Good and therefore valuable, or bad and therefore detested. Foolish, don't you think? These little ones are neither good nor bad. They just are.
You treat them as if they were your children.
She's secretly poison
Perhaps
ivy.
it seems strange to care for a plant, which is no more than a tool for making medicines or poisons, but...
But, flashback? Sepia time?
Minister Idor, about that experiment. I think we are on the verge of discovering how to better stabilize the subject.
Wait. We are not alone. Show yourself! Milo, why do you eavesdrop on us?
Don't be upset. As your spy, I thought it behooved me to keep abreast of important information.
Unnecessary. You need only do as I instruct.
But that would make me no better than a tool.
Does that displease you? Worry not.
I take good care of my tools, so long as they serve me well. But should they act out of line, they will be disposed of.
Even tools have feelings.
What was that?
Nothing you need concern yourself with. Anyway, I'm certain my herbs will benefit House Wolfort. Please pass on my warmest regards to Lord Serenoa.
I will gladly take your warmest regards. I'm sure there's gonna be a new battle, but I also want to see if there's anything I can spend my money on. And kudos, I'm just saving it up in case there's another extra point I get at some point. I don't really care for either of those two quietuses. Do you have more goods available? You lovely man, you do. Of course, you have quite a lot available. Quite a lot that's gonna cost me quite a lot of money. Ooh, quite a lot of money indeed. Ooh, Do I have anything to sell? Okay. I have to buy quite a bit more, unfortunately. Whoa, he's got 20? Oh yeah, 20 is the amount I've been buying. Oof. I don't have enough money. Not only not to buy, but then there's upgrades to do, potentially. There are upgrades, there are quite a few upgrades. Upgrades cost money. Upgrades can cost a lot of money. That's far from ideal. How quickly money disappears into nothingness. Oh, there's no new battle. Well, I shall worry about money at some other point then, I suppose. I need more. I need more money. That is the crux of everything, of all existence, isn't it? Well, let us proceed with these interesting story developments.
Ah, Milo has sent a dispatch from Glenbrook. Deep within the Grand Rosalian mines lies... It would seem salt crystals were found within.
Impossible!
The discovery of salt outside the source explains Gustadolf's recent provocations.
How can you be so calm? The teachings tell us that salt is a blessing, bestowed only upon the goddess's followers. The discovery of these salt crystals is an existential threat to Hyzant.
Salt crystals are salt too. We need only keep word of this discovery from spreading.
Of course. But how?
The Hierophant has spoken. Minister Exham, you shall raise an army and seize the Grand Rosalian mines in Hyzant's name.
The Hierophant asks us to invade Glenbrook?
Do you have another way to silence King Roland and his royal hounds in House Wolfort?
Minister Serenoa is one of us, and thus is honor-bound to heed the Hierophant's word. But we know not if he will do so, or if he will cast his lot with his precious king. You shall ask him yourself when you surround Castle Wolfort en route to the mine.
And if he resists?
You are free to deal with him, as we do with all who forsake the goddess.
We'll see how that turns out for you. I have successfully defeated all who stood against me. Meanwhile, at Castle Esfrost.
Have you heard the popular rumor, Lord Claris?
What is Lord Claris?
That Hyzant intends to raise an army against Glenbrook?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I'm familiar.
He's a member of the Norzelia Consortium.
So it's reached the Consortium then. Is it true?
King Roland has only just reclaimed the Crown City with Hyzant's help, not to mention restored relations with them. Ordinarily, such a thing would be unthinkable, but the rumors are so persistent that I think something may be afoot.
For example?
I wouldn't be so restless if I had an example to give.
Esfrost gathers its troops at Twinsgate. Might they have heard the rumors as well?
Perhaps. A battle for the very soul of Norzelia may loom on the horizon. But therein lies the opportunity for merchants like us. You can't wage war without a surfeit of supplies.
You're quite right about that.
And each shift in Norzelia's power balance opens new business opportunities.
I'm sure it does.
Will the Consortium continue trading with Hyzant?
'Tis difficult to say. I believe House Wolfort's actions from here on will be key to the Consortium's decision.
House Wolfort, you say?
Indeed. They've been involved in most every conflict between the three nations on this continent. Why stop now? I shall wait and see how Lord Serenoa responds first, lest I make any hasty decisions.
Lord Serenoa is going to annihilate all who stands against him. Be they Hyzantian, Esfrost, or Glenbrook. That I can promise you.
I am gladdened to see each and every one of you, my ironclad brothers in arms, here at Twinsgate. I have asked you here to tell you of a most fortuitous discovery. We have found crystals of salt deep in the Grand Norzelian mines. Alas, Glenbrook has taken those very mines from us. What's worse, Glenbrook's esteemed House Wolfort is led by one of the Saintly Seven of Hyzant. They will no doubt be informed of the salt crystals, and their precious religion will be shaken to its core. I trust you can all imagine how Hyzant will respond to such an affront. They will not go quietly, but will instead seek the crystals for themselves, that their reign of terror may continue unimpeded.
I mean, he's not ever wrong about Hyzant.
We must subdue Glenbrook and seize the mines for Esfrost if we are to counter this grave threat. But we cannot stop there, for that will only draw Hyzant to our gates. They will stop at nothing to conquer all of Norzelia in their name. The Duchy has never been in a more precarious position. But we will not yield. We subscribe to no faith, and we bend the knee for no king. We shall greet our enemies at Twinsgate with cold, hard steel. Our newest weapon, the Death's Knell, is nearly complete. With it, we shall strike back at Hyzant. The false goddess shall crumble beneath the sheer force of our iron will, and Hyzant reduced to rubble along with her. Raise your swords, my Black Iron heroes! Your names shall be cast in iron when the histories of this day are written. You shall be known as the defenders of Esfrost! For Esfrost!
Oh yes. The death snare will reduce many a falsehood to rubble, dear Gustadolf.
That's what I thought. Svarog still knows that Gustadolf is a piece of shit.
Hyzant has learned of the salt crystals. Minister Exham of the Saintly Seven wastes no time in mustering his army, which now marches on the Grand Norzelian Mines.
I thought it was going to Wolford.
Elsewhere, Gustadolf amasses his own forces at Twinsgate in anticipation of the war to come. All eyes are on Glenbrook, where Roland and Serenoa's pronouncement could touch off a battle for the soul of Norzelia.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the battle's already touched off.
Roland makes his way to Castle Wolffort to inform Serenoa of the decision that now weighs heavy on his heart.
And what decision has Sir Roland come up with? So, there's nothing else, right? No other side stories? We are ready to have a cutscene in Castle Wolffort. I didn't see the scales icon, so no vote, at least not yet. But there might be more phases. Well, in fact, there definitely will be.
I appreciate you coming all this way, Roland.
I was the one who asked for your time, so it is only natural I make the journey. I wish to tell you that I finally made up my mind.
And I would hear your decision if you were willing to share it with me.
Mm-hmm.
I've long pondered over the one thing that Norzelia needs most. I thought back on the Salt Iron War. 30 years have passed, yet the root of our conflict remains the same. Each nation still thinks only of itself, wishing to fill its coffers even at the expense of others. But who bears the brunt of such a war?
The people.
Exactly so. The avarice of the ruler is an existential threat to their loyal subjects.
And yet without that wealth, the people suffer just as much. They languish in poverty.
This much is obvious. But there can be no winner without a loser. Remove one, and you necessarily remove the other. If we achieve equality, we achieve peace.
And how do you propose we achieve? No. No, surely you don't mean...
Yes. The goddess's teachings. All can live as equals under the goddess. An authority greater than any king.
Are you insane?
The model nation was in front of us all along, Serenoa. The holy state of Hyzant. I have decided that we must give the salt crystals in the Grand Norzelian Mines to Hyzant.
And in so doing, you'll give them control of all Norzelia.
Exactly. There will be no more squabbling over salt. Norzelia will know eternal peace at last.
Unequal peace, surely. One built on the backs of a people like the Roselle, if not the Roselle themselves.
I am not blind to that fact. But so few will suffer for the good of so many. Nothing in this world is perfect, Serenoa. The sacrifice of the few for the good of the many. It's the only clear answer, and one I would give every time I were asked.
Submitting to the goddess will rob you of your kingship.
So be it. My crown, my pride. They're but small prices to pay for peace.
He's insane.
You are truly prepared to throw it all away.
He's well and truly insane.
Join me, Serenoa. Let us unite Norzelia under the Holy State.
Roland, this is quite sudden.
I understand. Pray, take all the time you need. I expect Frederica will want nothing to do with this plan, seeing as it forsakes her people. I am already mourning the rift this may cause between you. But I shall not be swayed. This will be my final act as Glenbrook's king.
King Roland's anguish plays plainly across his face. It pains me to see him so tortured.
And what do you think?
I'm not surprised. The future of our kingdom, to say nothing of the entire continent, rests upon his shoulders.
Pray tell, what do you intend to do about the salt crystals?
In truth, I cannot decide. Salt is too precious to be hoarded. We've a duty to share it with the people, which is...
Where the difficulty lies, yes. The source makes that all too clear. Salt lies at the heart of every war in Norzelia.
Would that the boundless salted sea of Rosellan legend still existed. We'd have no need of conflict if there were a source of salt for all.
My love, if I may, the discovery of the salt crystals has made two things plain to me. The first is that my mother spoke true in the legend she passed on to me.
And the other is that the goddess's teachings are nothing more than a lie built to constrain your people.
Just so. We are guilty of nothing. Yet the Roselle languish in the source, where they are looked down upon and forced to work until they die. Entire generations lost, countless lives given to Hyzant's cruelty. Cruelty created to justify Hyzant's own avarice and lust for power.
Such is the ugly lie at the heart of their teachings.
One revealed by a crystal of the mineral they hold so dear. The time has come, Serenoa. The Roselle must be freed. The salt crystals have brought us to the brink of war. We can harness this unrest, incite the Roselle to rise up and rebel against their captors.
I am with you. Believe me, I am. But you make it sound so...
Simple. Yes, I know. But the suffering of my people is so distant for everyone else. We can no longer wait for someone to do the right thing. Help isn't coming. Why else would my own mother incite rebellion? We are alone.
I swear to you, none of this feels distant to me. The Roselle live in my domain. I am betrothed to you, my dear. It couldn't feel any closer.
And I thank the stars that I have you by my side. I do. In truth, that's why I think this time will be different. Why I'll be able to accomplish what my mother could not.
I agree. But the risk is immense. Suppose we succeed, what then? Hyzant will not let us go quietly.
Of course not.
We destroy Hyzant. It's that simple.
And when that time comes, you can lead the Roselle to Centralia. Just as your mother wrote about in the book she left behind. Beyond the Great Falls in the Falk's domain at the end of the Norzelia River. The ancestral home of the Roselle.
But that's just a legend.
We've already found one legend to be rooted in truth. Perhaps this one is as well. And if not, at least you'll be safe from harm.
I doubt Benedict will share our feelings, though. Abandoning all we've built to embark on a journey fraught with danger in search of a legend. Yet no matter how perilous the path ahead, I would happily walk it at your side.
So her path is like, just get the Roselle and fuck off? Well, what does Benedict have to say?
I trust you understand what a monumental effect the discovery of these salt crystals will have on Norzelia's history. Whatever course of action we choose will determine whether House Wolffort leaves a legacy in that history, or is expunged from it.
How would you proceed, Benedict?
I would do all I could to keep it from falling into Hyzant's hands. They already control the source. With the crystals in hand, they will solidify their grip on the realm and in time dominate it. The siren song of a false equality under their goddess shall blanket the land, claiming every domain and its people.
Yeah, what Roland wants,
Even
somehow.
though they count me among the Saintly Seven.
Even then, for that matters little when the equality they espouse is dictated by the goddess, or should I say, the Hierophant. In the end, they will have the same life and death control over all Norzelia that they now hold over the Roselle.
And our wounds from the battle with Esfrost have only begun to heal. Hyzant will destroy us if we wage war against them in our current state.
But they stand little chance against us if we ally with Esfrost.
Ally with Esfrost? Are you of sound mind, Benedict?
Quite. Think about it for a moment. Esfrost wants nothing more than to loosen Hyzant's grip. They will go to war if it means control of the salt crystals.
It's way less insane than just, oh, let's let Hyzant rule everything.
Our interests are broadly aligned, yes, but...
Esfrost has been building toward precisely that purpose for some time now.
You speak of the Death Knell, the weapon that Cordelia mentioned.
Precisely. A weapon capable of reducing the goddess's shield to rubble, leaving Hyzant's capital ripe for the taking. Without that weapon, we cannot win. You need only say the word, and I shall convince Esfrost to join our side.
Pretty confident of you, Benedict.
I appreciate your candor, Benedict, and I do not doubt you could secure Esfrost's cooperation. But I fear the harder fight is within our own domain. King Roland's heart will not be easily won.
I bid you listen closely and calmly to what I'm about to ask.
From whence this somber tone?
Do you believe King Roland is fit to rule?
What are you implying?
Decorum is of little use when the fate of our realm is at stake, Lord Serenoa. Are you content to spend the rest of your life in servitude to another?
Not another word, Benedict. Roland is more than my king. He is my friend.
And you are Lord of House Wolfort, whose military prowess is known to all Norzelia.
Benedict's got a huge point.
Not the guard dog of Glenbrook and Hyzant. What else are you here to do, if not to protect your house and keep its banner aloft? But you have the potential for so much more. All Norzelia could be yours if you but desired it.
Treason, if not outright regicide. These are your suggestions.
Of course not. The blood in your veins and the royal family's ring are claim enough to the throne. There is no need for violence.
I told you not to speak of that again.
But you did not tell me to forget. The time to reckon with your lineage draws near. You must make a...
I've heard enough. Leave me.
Just know that I will do anything you ask of me, Lord Serenoa. I pray that you make the right choice, not only for House Wolfort, but for yourself.
I mean, Benedict is the most logical one here, surprisingly. I've normally not agreed with Benedict on a lot of his decisions, but Roland is quite literally insane, and Frederica is literally just wanting to run away from everything. Which is not really a viable solution, in my opinion. Like, it's a nice ideal, I guess, other than, you know, abandoning everyone. So this is it. This is the 3 routes that people are talking about. Okay, well, it's literally no contest at all for me to decide this. I will say that much.
You are certain Hyzan's army marches for the Grand Norzelian mines?
There is no doubt.
They've heard word of the crystals.
It was only a matter of time. We knew this.
Esfrost's army gathers at Twinsgate as well.
War's breaking out over this thing, and we've got to be ready.
How will Glenbrook respond, King Roland?
There's no need to prepare for war. I have decided that we will surrender the salt crystals to the holy state of Hyzant.
What?
Furthermore, I hereby declare that the kingdom of Glenbrook and its people shall submit to the goddess and her teachings. There is no way to bring happiness to all Norzelia with the salt crystals, which is why I have chosen a path that will allow the greatest number of people to live in equality and harmony.
How could you? Do you not see that Hyzant's dominion over Norzelia's salt is why we are in conflict already? Is the suffering of the Rosal not proof enough that the goddess's vaunted equality is a lie?
She speaks the truth, my king. Handing over the salt crystals is tantamount to giving Hyzant's goddess free reign of Norzelia. Will you so readily surrender the realm to the Hierophant?
I acknowledge the abdication of my kingdom and kingship alike. A small price to pay in my eyes, in exchange for the security and prosperity of the many.
And the sacrifice of the Rosal, is that a small price to you?
It is.
Oh, okay.
How could you say such a thing to my face?
I, for one, oppose. I would prefer to ally with Esfrost and strike back at Hyzant. The salt deposits within the mines give us the leverage we need to convince Gustadolf to join us.
Ally with Esfrost? You dare suggest we ally with the man who murdered my father?
It's better than what you suggest, you insane child.
No reason why we should not. You proposed abdicating the throne for the sake of the kingdom and its people. So you should have no trouble putting aside your own feelings and judging this matter dispassionately.
I cannot believe my own ears.
Wow, what a hypocrite.
I will not have you lecture me on feelings when it is not your father he murdered.
None of you can see beyond your own grievances. It's no wonder my people have suffered for generations. We're told to believe in the goddess, while our own lives are thrown away to make a few more grains of your precious salt. And now, even with proof that the goddess is a lie, you would watch us dig our own graves for your comfort.
I mean, what part of Benedict's plan is incompatible with saving your people? I'm curious at what point she
Lady
has.
Frederica, please. We shall speak of the Rosal in due time.
No, I've heard that before. Your due time is never, and I will not have you cast us aside for another 3 decades or more. All else is in disarray. If Hyzant seizes the salt crystals, we forfeit the best opportunity in decades to free my people. We know the truth. We must act upon it. We must be a light in the darkness.
We cannot afford to dilute our forces when the enemy marches on us as we speak.
So we are a distraction to you?
I am merely being rational. Liberating the Rosal would be extremely dangerous. We cannot take such a risk.
I'm predicting that, so this is going to be another 3-way vote, that Gila obviously will agree with Frederica. Huette, having no mind of her own, will agree with Roland. And Anna, being the best girl, and of course, will agree with the only logical person here, which is Benedict. And then Eredor will be undecided and really just care about Serenoa's decision.
Suppose we succeed. How do you propose we fend off the fury Hyzant will rain down upon us?
Esfrost would pounce on us, sensing weakness at the undue burden we've taken upon ourselves.
Precisely. We would be without allies and ripe for the taking.
There is another way.
And what, pray tell, would that be?
We set out alongside the Roselle in search of Centralia.
Centralia is a myth.
The legends of my people are true.
I care not one whit if they are. I will hear no talk of forsaking the Wolfort domain.
Silence! I have heard enough to know where each of you stand. Do you all hold the courage of your own convictions?
I do.
Nothing I've heard here has swayed me.
I feel the same.
Very well. I would ask for some time to think on the matter.
So what time to think? Benedict is the only one that spoke any amount of sense this entire time.
I understand each of you keenly, my friends. You have not arrived at these decisions lightly, and I do not doubt your convictions.
I don't understand anyone but Benedict.
Choosing any of the options before me risks creating a schism among the others. I cannot afford to lose any of you. Not after how far we've come. Which leaves me only one option.
Wait, are there more than 3 paths? What is this another way? Well, I did save before this cutscene, so... I mean, basically, for me, these two decisions are Benedict's way or whatever this means.
Nay, I mustn't give in so readily. There must be another way. One that will bind us together, not tear us asunder. Now then, to find it.
What is this other way?
Certainties first. We cannot afford to relinquish control of the salt crystals to any one nation.
Mm-hmm.
Salt necessarily belongs to the people, and on that point I shall not waver. There must be a way to bring about the lasting peace Roland desires without the need for Hyzant's warped teachings.
Mm-hmm.
Hyzant moves to take the Grand Norzelian mines as I contemplate this. It must be stopped. They will no doubt make an ostentatious show of power in an attempt to intimidate us. What's worse, they'll soon be at our door, and we'll not defeat them with our army alone. Surely there's a way we can hold them off.
What? Okay, well, I was expecting just a scales vote. I wasn't expecting this, so... I wouldn't want to choose this because I wouldn't want to damage the city again, or I wouldn't want to damage it at all. I didn't use them last time, so I don't want to use them this time. Is there a way to... But honestly, that might be the only thing that works. Because that's not gonna work. What do you mean, starve them out? They have the massive advantage here. Wash them away with water. They're not gonna be in a position for that to work. I guess this would be the only correct option.
The wildfire, of course. We'll draw them into the village and set the vast majority of their forces alight. The Hierophant will never relent, however. Hyzant will bear down on us with the full force of their army. We've no chance of winning a protracted war. Hyzant must fall, and quickly. We need Esfrost. We need the Death Snell. 'Tis the only way we'll pierce the goddess's shield. I hardly relish the thought of asking Gustadolf to come to our aid. He'll no doubt demand the salt crystals in return. Who might help us get our hands on that weapon?
I think there are definitely correct choices for this. How would she help us? This, like, that is like blatantly a wrong decision. I'm almost tempted to select these wrong decisions, quote unquote, to see if there's dialogue for them. Or if, like, because that can't possibly be correct. I saved right before the decision. Like, I know Lord Svarog is definitely the correct choice. I want to see if it proceeds or if it's like when you had to show the Elder the 3 different items and you could choose all of them up until you chose the right one.
Minister Lila. No, one of the Saintly Seven would never betray Hyzant, and to ask would be to tip our hand. She's out of the question.
Okay, yeah, so the Wildfire would have been the only correct choice, as I theorized. So, I wonder what he says for this.
Perish the thought. Gustadolf worships strength. He'll send us to an early grave if we show so much as a hint of weakness.
Yeah, so, obviously, logically, Lord Svarog is the only option here.
Lord Svarog, yes! He swore to fight alongside us. It's time he made good on his word. We share a common enemy in Gustadolf. He'll be a boon! There is still the matter of how we invade Hyzant and incite the Roselle to rebel.
The salt in the goddess statue.
Yes! We'll blast away the statue and reveal Hyzant's lies for all to see. If the Rosellan legends are true, an enormous pillar of salt rests within the goddess's statue. Revealing that will prove that the Roselle spoke truth all these years. Goddess and Hierophant alike will lose all claim to authority, leaving them open to a revolt from a united Roselle. And now we have the means to make the explosives that will bring Hyzant to its knees. Just one problem remains. How will we manage to pass through the goddess's shield? No banner could pass into Hyzant without arousing suspicion. Unless...
Who the fuck is Travis? Is that not the bandit? Anywho, I think I see what's happening here, and it's honestly kind of disappointing. I think I talked about this lightly either last stream or the stream before it, but if a game has choices in multiple endings, I don't believe it is good writing, and in fact I think it's bad writing for there to be a true or perfect ending. And I'm getting the sense that this is what this is. It demeans the other choices. It shows little value, and the existence of a perfect route basically tells everyone who didn't make the correct choices that they made the wrong choices. And it's also kind of just poor writing to have everything work out. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. The most recent and similar game, somewhat similar, that I can think of, it only had like a choice, but still, in Three Houses, each path felt equally valid. In the Witcher series, each ending felt equally valid, good and bad. Or there were good and bad points to each decision in each ending. I'm assuming this is what I think it is, and this is a perfect ending that somehow I stumbled upon because of the choices I made. which again just like devalues the other choices. I really don't like that, but I guess let's continue.
Unless they've no banner at all. The Consortium, of course. One glimpse of the Salt Crystals ought to bring Claris to the table. So long as I play to his self-interest, the rest will follow. I have it. I've found a way to give everyone what they want most in one fell swoop. The Salt Crystals will belong to all, and not just a privileged few. The people of Norzelia will finally be lords and ladies of their own making, masters of their own destinies. Benedict's fervent desire to protect the domain's integrity, Roland's yearning for equity, Frederica's resolve to free her people. I hear you all, my friends. You're not alone. Nor are the countless others who look to me at this late hour. If ever there were a time to heed my father's last words, it is now. I must forge my own path and lead my people. The scales cannot save us this time. The words of my closest confidants have revealed a way forward that the scales never could.
Though I will say it's kind of funny that this ending is basically like, no, voting is wrong. We just need the smart person to lead us. And it's not wrong in this case. Although Benedict was the closest to having the correct decision, apparently.
All that remains is to convince them to follow me down the path I have made. As Lord of House Wolford, I solemnly swear an oath by which all future lords shall be bound. I will never turn my back on the promise of a better world.
Well, okay. Okay. Chapter 17, Part 2. Okay.
Thus did Serenoa ascertain the Scale's true purpose. Taking up the mantle of his late father, Lord Simone, and the ill-fated Dragan, Serenoa returns to present his allies with a bold new vision for Norzelia's future.
Those of Aspiration.
I have made up my mind. We turn the Salt Crystals over to no one, but we do not keep them for ourselves. Instead, we distribute them equally to every person across Norzelia and change the face of the continent.
Do you hear yourself?
Do you mean this sincerely, Serenoa?
What of the Roselle?
I speak my conscience, and I promise I have not forgotten the Roselle. Pray, grant me the time to explain my strategy. We must put an end to the teachings if we are to release the salt to all Norzelians. Which is to say, the holy state of Hyzant must fall.
So we are to take up Benedict's proposal?
No. I propose we attack on 3 separate fronts.
At the same time?
We will use our domain's wildfire to prevent Hyzant from capturing the mines. Meanwhile, I wish to negotiate an accord with Esfrost that affords us use of the Death Snell. I know full well the risks involved. However, I believe we can convince Svarog, who opposes the Archduke, that an alliance is worthwhile. Finally, we expose the falsehoods that prop up Hyzant's precious teachings and incite another Rosellan uprising. In one fell swoop, we can abase the Hierophant and throw the capital into chaos. That accomplished, we shall sack the Holy State with Esfrost at our side. With both the source and the crystals in our possession, no one in Norzelia will ever want for salt. We can bring peace, equity, and stability to all Norzelia, just as Roland envisioned. We can restore the Wolfort name to its former glory and usher it into a new era, as Benedict desires. An era, my dear Frederica, in which the Roselle shall be free once and for all. What I ask may sound impossible, but we have survived long odds before. Let us cling together and do so once again.
Let's cling together.
Do any present have objections to the path I have set before us?
None for me, lad. You've quickened the very blood in my veins.
Permit me to speak plainly, Your Majesty. I am in agreement with Lord Serenoa.
Wow, her own opinion.
We cannot dream our desires into reality. Some things must be fought for and won.
We've tried your way, Benedict. It's time we tried something new.
What say you three?
I am ashamed to admit that my obsession with the domain's safety may have blinded me to more aggressive solutions. Your plan is audacious, perhaps even reckless, but it is not impossible, and may well be worth the risk. House Wolfort is better for having you at its helm, Lord Serenoa.
The fate of my people always felt so small compared to the war raging around us. Yet you would still choose to walk a dangerous path, rather than cast the Roselle aside. It would be my honor to fight alongside you, and see this through.
I honestly thought Hyzant would rule better than I could. That they would bring prosperity to Norzelia. I shrank from my duties and lost myself to the idea of revenge upon Gustadolf. I may well have betrayed my own kingdom. But you, Serenoa, opened my eyes to the truth. And for you, my friend, as King of Glenbrook, I shall face any enemy and lead our people to glory.
Then we've no need of the scales. Our path is decided. From here on out, we shall split into 3 regiments. Allow me to explain the role each has to play. I pray that clarifies what each regiment needs do. Prolonging the war risks slowly driving the 3 kingdoms to ruin and starving their people in the process. Not to mention, all involved will lose sight of what they were fighting for, if they haven't already.
Agreed. 'Tis for the good of all if we bring it to a swift and decisive end.
And so we find ourselves contemplating war on 3 fronts.
Hyzant and Esfrost aren't expecting such drastic action from us. The element of surprise may deliver us victory.
As will the leader of each regiment involved in this gambit.
I shall lure the Hyzantian army to their doom here at Castle Wolfort.
Svarog knows who I am, and swore he would fight alongside me. I shall depart for Esfrost and hold him to his word.
Pray, let me be the one to journey to Hyzant. I would love nothing more than to expose their false idol for all to see, and lead my people to rebel in the name of freedom.
Then I shall secure the help of Claris at the Consortium, in exchange for information about the salt crystals. He can secret you inside the capital, and provide you with explosives enough to fell the goddess. Though we fight on distant fronts, we are bound together in spirit. We fight to the last, for Norzelia!
For Norzelia!
Okay. Meanwhile, indeed. Meanwhile, what is everyone else doing? Oh, hello. person who we knew for sure wasn't dead, because we didn't see her die.
General Avlora? Of the Esfrosti army?
Former General. I come to you now as a citizen of Norzelia, nothing more. I come to House Wolfort in search of sanctuary. I beg you, have the mercy to take me in.
Wait here.
New party member?
General Avlora. We thought you missing.
Indeed, it was your actions that caused my brief disappearance, though I bear no grudge for how the battle ended. This time, however, I come to you with a humble request. I wish to join your ranks, if you'll have me.
You wish
Oh,
to
yes.
defect? To what end?
Oh, yes.
That we may bring this fraught and fractious chapter of Norzelia's history to a close. I would see those of Lady Cordelia's generation preside over an era of peace and tranquility. You've every right to doubt me when I say Lady Cordelia has touched me. But I swore to be her sword forevermore, not Esfrost's.
We have long been enemies. You've taken much from us in Esfrost's name. I know you to be many things, General Avlora, but a schemer and a liar are not among them. I trust that you speak true, and your talk of a swift end to this conflict appeals to me. We are of the same mind.
My lord.
Nevertheless, there remains bad blood between us. There may be some within our ranks who are less than pleased to see you.
Everyone looks at Roland.
I expect there will be. I understand their hurt, and have made my peace with it. I will suffer their slings and arrows gladly, if it means bringing peace to Norzelia.
I admire your conviction. In truth, we have already arrived at our decision. Your strength is a boon we can neither hope to replicate nor replace. I welcome you, General Avlora, to House Wolfort.
My sword is yours, Lord Serenor.
Oh boy. We've got a new permanent unit. Fierce fighter willing to risk even her own life. Stats increase when HP is low. Boasts an incredibly powerful attack, but is not without danger. Oh yes. Oh yes indeed.
Now, Serenoa, let us divide House Wolfort into 3 regiments.
I leave the allocation of forces in your capable hands.
Oh, am I gonna have to fight all 3 battles?
Choose wisely. Once the plan is in motion, we won't have the luxury of adjusting our strategy.
Ooh.
Understood.
Ooh. Only problem I foresee with this, if it's actually gonna make me direct. Yep. Only the main team I use is leveled, so oops. Fuck Roland. I'm not going with Roland. I'm going with my man Benedict. If not for this perfect route, I would have gone with Benedict's choice anyway. Oh man. Oh no. I wonder if this means the max amount of units you can have is, what is this? It's 3, so 9, 18, 27, 30 units. So that would mean I'm missing 3, 5, 7 more. I'm assuming when you have to choose, because I got Milo for visiting Simone, so say 2 from the other 2 paths, which leaves 5 unaccounted for. There's the 1 for visiting Hyzan, which leaves 4 unaccounted for. You know, let me see something. Just because I'm curious. And I mean, at this point, what spoilers could there be? It's just alternate path. Click that, open that. Well, according to this, I definitely am missing 3 units, which apparently are for max conviction. Or maybe you get those on the routes. I would assume it's route, because I would assume that I'm at max liberty, based on the values I'm reading. Oh, interesting. Okay, so yeah, so 3 of the spots are for the max conviction recruits, apparently, that I don't have. 1 is for visiting Hyzant. And apparently, going to the Rosellan village during the 3-way choice has 2 possible companions, depending on whether you did or didn't help the Roselle. And then Roland has a party member to get. Interesting. So yeah, there are 30 total units, and I have all but 7 of them. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, well, I can close that now. So that doesn't really change the fact that look at some of these people. Look at this level 16 Narv. Okay, I need a moment to think about this, and also I need to take off my sweatshirt because I am dying of overheating, so just give me 1 moment. The problem is, well, here's the problem from a streaming standpoint, is there's no way I can win these battles with most of these units, because most of them are very underleveled. And that's a big problem, because to get them to the correct level will take some time. I don't know how much time it'll take, because there's a lot of catch-up XP. That's assuming they can do anything before they die. And obviously, they gotta do quite a few things before they die to get the requisite amount of catch-up levels. Now, Anna and Benedict go together because I love giving Anna 2 turns. And I'm going with Benedict, as I said, because Benedict was the person I agreed with anyway, so I like him the most, so I'm staying with him. Avlora is going with me because yes, and Lionel is going with me because yes. So, for sure, these people are going to be in that regiment. Now, here's the problem with... Oh, man. Okay, let me move everyone in the front row are people who are definitely going, so let me move people out. I mean, Anna's going, but I need to figure out who's going with who. Wow, this is gonna be harsh only having like 1 healer. I mean, technically, Hasabara can heal and Narv can heal, but they both suck. Narv's heal is at least decent, but it costs 2 TP. Hasabara's heal actually sucks. I'm tempted to put her here because, I mean, Roland's mounted, she can be mounted, so I need a healer in each party, for sure. Now, I also want a ranged unit in each party, and, you know, I'm going to keep up the tradition of the good ranged. All of my good, fun party members are going to be together, which is going to suck, but it's what I want to do. Now, with that said, an archer per party. Ooh. You know, I really want Huet in that party, but I'm going to make things thematically appropriate. Rudolph will go with the party that's going to Esfrost. Huet, having only one of her own freely owned brain cells, will go with Roland. It would make sense to have Gila go with Frederica, but I need a good healer. Wait, damn it. I need a good healer with my main group, so that's just how it's going to be. Oh man. It would just make a lot of sense to send all the Esfrost people to Esfrost, which would give me 9 people in that party. How does this divide the other amounts? Right now it's divided 7, 9, and 7, which I think is fine, but I've got to decide specifically who's going where. Well, Izana, Medina, Narv, and Milo all have ties to Hyzant. I don't really know where Picoletta's from, but whatever, she can go there. Eridor can go there, that's fine. Technically, Archibald is also from there. And I need an archer in that group. Oh man, there's like no frontline people in this party, but that's fine. That's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Ooh, technically... No, Julio, whatever his name is from Glenbrook. As is Maxwell. It does make a lot of thematic sense for Maxwell to be here. I don't even remember Jens' backstory, honestly. Like, at all. I'm sorry, Jens, but you are not memorable in any capacity. What is his backstory? I don't remember. I'd like to have Eridor here just because of the thematic appropriateness of him, you know, defending. But at the same time, like, I don't know. Like, I need Gila here because she's good, and I need a good healer. I mean, Asabar sucks at healing, but she's the only healer they got. And for everyone being frontline, I wouldn't want Hasabara in that group. I mean, she's got good evasion. Anna can go invisible and has a good invasion. Lionel can taunt from a distance. I mean... I think this is as good as it's gonna get. Like, how else would I organize this? Like I said, the only other real way to organize it... Well, the teams are going to be uneven either way, because if I move one unit here, then it's 7, 7, 6. wait, it's currently 797. If I move one there, it'll be 887. There's going to be unevenness either way. This is the most thematically appropriate lineup I can think of, other than Eredor being thematically appropriate to be here. I could move Groma over here. Well, if I move Groma over there, say I swap Groma with Zana. Swap Zana with Eredor. I mean, she's from Hyzant. I don't expect the side characters to have any dialogue. I don't know why I'm insistent on thematically organizing them, but it's just how I roll. Oh wow, I just realized something that I feel dumb about. We're not going to Esfrost, we're defending Wolfort. Roland's actually going to Esfrost. Huh. Okay, that might make things a bit easier, because I want a Vlora, but it would be thematically appropriate to have her go to Esfrost. And then I can have Ding Dong over here. I could have Hasabara with us. And then I could swap Hila over here. Then I would want him to go over here. That's all the Esfrosti going to Esfrost. That's all the Hyzantians going to Hyzant. And then it leaves our main group with the least people, but and that also leaves them with no healer, by the way. But, I mean, they've got a lot of support between Huette's attacks, Jens' traps, Rudolph's traps. Flanagan has a taunt. Groma has a taunt too, actually. And they've got a lot of units to make up for a lack of healing. They've got the good healer here to make up for lack of frontline. And then we have 5 members of the Dream Team, and then 2 losers. Which is interesting, because then we have a team of 9, a team of 7, and then a team of 8. Alright, that's my math. If I moved one unit over here, then it would be 888, would it not? But I don't really see anyone. I mean, I could move Jens over. But again, they have no healing at all. But they have a lot of support. But it would be substantially more even. I wish I could remember where Jens is even from. Oh, actually, no. It wouldn't be even. We do have a non-even number. Eight, 7, and 8. Well, if anyone's going to be disadvantaged, it should be the team with my main character, and Benedict, and Lionel, and Anna. Eredor's okay. Anna's level 20, damn date. Roland is only 23. A lot of these people are pretty low level. The Hyzant team, well, this honestly makes the level differentials not as bad overall. I still think it's going to go poorly because Hasabara and Julio are going to be next to worthless. Jens is going to be worthless. Is it? Narv is going to be useless, as is Picoletta, Medina, and Archibald, honestly. Oh boy, that's good enough, probably. But I don't foresee this going well without some leveling. I wonder which story we do first, which battle we do first. Oh, we do Benedict's regiment. Well, that's good. The one I'm most confident in, kind of.
Hyzant raises their army on the presumption they can seize the Grand Norzelian mines for themselves. The Hierophant has ordered them to destroy House Wolford as well. We, however, will not yield. The salt crystals are ours, and we will defend them with our lives. Hyzant shall bend the knee at the tip of our blades. Their army may have the advantage of numbers, but even that will mean naught against our wildfire traps. The Hyzantian army blindly obeys the Hierophant. But the Hierophant has no power here. We choose our own path, and we have the courage of our convictions.
That's right, Benedict.
This battle is but the first step on the path Lord Serenoa has laid before us. Let us take this first step together and rejoice. For Norzelia, now and forever.
Oh, we get to see a cutscene for everyone's regiment.
Twins Gate is sealed. Gustadolf hardens his defenses at the encampment within. We will approach the gate and request an audience. We may yet find common ground with Esfrost.
You know, I wonder if we get soldiers then, because like in the last cutscene in this one, there are soldiers. Though it's interesting because there's 10 spaces plus Roland. Well, in the regiment selection, you had 10 units, including their leader. Here, there are 10 units lined up, not including the leader. So I wonder if you always get a free soldier, if you even get the soldier.
The Duchy wields the Death Snell, a weapon capable of reducing the goddess's shield surrounding Hyzant to rubble. We need that weapon if we are to break the Holy State's stranglehold on Salt, and thus Norzelia. I know this may feel a betrayal to some of you. Esfrost invaded us. They are the enemy. They murdered my father and brother, and I will never forget nor forgive them for it. But I believe if Father were still here, he would see that I go to Esfrost for the right reasons. That I asked them for aid so that we may thrive. For above all, a king's duty is to his people. And I would sooner cast out the shadows of the past by building a brighter future than lament our lot in life. I ask for your aid in building that bright future. Let us walk the path set before us by Serenoa, and lead Norzelia into a new era of peace and prosperity unlike any we've known.
And now we get to see Frederica's regiment. Rosellan rescue effort.
To the plan. We shall slip into the capital of the Holy State, disguised as a band of merchants from the Norzelia Consortium. Lord Claris has taken on no small amount of risk in agreeing to help us gain entry. We are truly in your debt, Lord Claris.
I stand to gain more from a liberated Norzelia, where Hyzant no longer dictates the terms of trade and commerce. In short, spare no extra thoughts for me. This is as much a business consideration as it is helping those in need.
As he says, this is for the future of Norzelia. We now endeavor to destroy the goddess's likeness that serves as a pillar of their teachings. If the Rosellan legends are true, we will find that the statue concealed a massive pillar of salt that was stolen from my people. This salt pillar is incontrovertible proof that the teachings and the goddess around which they are built are lies. The faithful will be shaken to their core, and the Hierophant's power will wane. With luck, we may even show the Roselle they were without fault, inciting them to rise once more and cast off the yoke of their oppressors. This is nothing less than a battle to wrest control of Norzelia from the clutches of a capricious and vengeful goddess. Have you prepared the explosives, Lord Claris?
Prepared and loaded onto a cart, my lady. Enough to bring the goddess back to Earth, I should think.
Excellent. Then let us depart.
Most excellent. Now the question is, who do I do first?
You are a marvel, Lady Frederica. A Rosellan with Esfrosti blood, fighting under House Wolfort's banner. Who better than you to challenge Hyzant's tyranny? Do you not feel the weight of destiny upon you?
This is not destiny, Lord Claris. Nothing could be less certain than the moment in which we find ourselves. Serenoa and I have traveled a long, hard road together. It brought us here, but it does not end here. And so we walk on.
Now you seek to fell the goddess. You are possessed of an iron will, if you'll forgive the expression.
I shall take that as a compliment. Watch over us, Mother.
Yeah, I'll save my game. That's the end of part 2, I'm assuming. So it's either part 3 or chapter 18. Interesting.
From across the border, the Hyzantian army marches, its sights set on the Grand Norzellian mines. At its head is Exham Marshal of the Saintly Seven. Seizing control of the Salt is not his sole objective. He has come to investigate disturbing rumors that Serenoa Wolfort has forsaken the blessing of the goddess. Knowing the answer to that question and the repercussions it will provoke, House Wolfort and its allies have carved out a strategy on which their survival will hinge. They will divide their forces into 3, each acting in concert to outwit their adversary. Roland will lead a company to the Esfrosti border, where they will entreat Lord Svarog for his support and the use of his death's knell. Frederica will lead her own retinue to the source to reveal the lies of the goddess's teachings and rouse the Roselle to action as her mother did before her. Benedict will remain in the Wolfort domain, ready to risk all in an effort to stave off the Hyzantian army. United by their faith in Serenoa's vision, each takes to their preparations with resolve, understanding fate's judgment is at hand.
Of Fire and Blood, Chapter 18, Part 1.
Minister Exham has arrived with the full might of Hyzant in tow. He requests a parley. How diplomatic of him, considering his forces already surround the castle. Doubtless he'll demand that we surrender the salt crystals, and that we bow our heads low to the Hierophant. We'll deny him, of course, and a battle will follow. We must make ready. The common folk have been led to shelter, and we have oil aplenty. All that is left is to steel our resolves. Although our forces are fewer, we have the advantage of terrain. Prudent use of our traps will turn the tide of battle in our favor.
A new future is before us. A bright future. But first, we must carve our way through to it.
We will see how this goes, but I have a feeling that I'm going to need to do a bit of grinding for both levels and upgrades. Depending on how badly I lose, that might be something I have to do off stream up until next stream to be prepared for this. But the problem is I can't level everyone. Just there's going to be 3 different parties, but we'll see.
These traps will set our foes aflame, but at the cost of the city. We survived one battle without resorting to them, but the stakes have risen substantially. However, any means shall be justified by the end we fight for, the future we fight for. I will do what I must to win. To that end, I would survey the terrain one final time.
Wait, do I get to walk around as Benedict? Even though Serenoa is here, he's here. The Hawk statuettes are in place. With them, we can reduce the Byzantine forces to ash. I never thought I would live to see 2 wars. I pray that House Wolfort wins the fight and brings peace back to our domain. Each one of us has a vital part to play in ending this war. We must survive and see our plan to success. Sir Benedict, I want to help House Wolfort. My mom told me the best thing I could do is stay out of your way, though. Is that true? Probably, unless you are a super soldier in disguise. I feel this is going to be especially harsh, because I'm going to definitely do everything in my power to win this without using the traps. Which means I might need to grind for money to buy a lot of healing pellets for this party that has no healing. Oh boy. Ah yes, Serenoa's convictions have been strengthened because Benedict talked to a cat. But of course, that only makes sense after all. No, I know how they damn work. Never thought I'd be setting these traps again. My mom told me that you're gonna protect us, Sir Benedict. Please end this war. My daughter and I are praying for your victory. No, I just wanted to pick up random stuff. This war is over, I'm going to open up shop again. When House Wolfort prevails and peace returns, the town will thrive, and so will my business. Seeing you stand behind yet another courageous lord takes me back to the Salt Iron War, and makes me think we can win this fight just like we did the last. Our strategy is a ruthless one. We would bring suffering upon our people for the sake of victory. Even so, we cannot let Hyzan lay claim to the salt crystals. We must prevail. Oh, that's a small amount of money. You know, it's a good point that I just thought of. How does the mock battle work currently? I was thinking, my initial thought is that I would only be able to use the units I currently have for this part in the mock battle. But if I could train everyone, that would be ideal. Because I'm going to need to train everyone. Either way, I was not prepared for this interesting turn of developments, that's for sure. Another big battle is about to begin, isn't it? I'm grateful to the Wolfort domain for all it's done for me. As thanks, I will do everything in my power to aid the evacuated subjects. Ain't no way we're losing this fight. Leave the skull bashing to me and I'll leave the strategizing to you for House Wolford. Originally planned to trade in the Crown City. Now that King Roland has destroyed diplomatic ties with Hyzant, Salt is beginning to circulate once more in Glenbrook. I must be on my way to the capital soon, but I will certainly miss Wolford. I pray for your victory from the bottom of my heart. Some stone. Did I already go in this building? I don't know. There's nothing in here anyway. I don't think so. Oh, there's an HP bracelet. I think another battle will come to our domain. You must win. Everyone has faith that you and Lord Serenoa will restore peace to our home. I mean, we'll win. We will. The question is, how long will it take? How many retries will it take? Did I go up here? I totally forgot. Yeah, I did. Stage is set. Now we await the arrival of Minister Exham.
My lord, allow me.
Of course.
House Wolford certainly has a curious way of greeting visitors.
As the Holy State has a curious way of announcing its arrival. I believe we can dispense with the formalities. We won't capitulate to your show of force.
Then you turn your back on the Holy One?
That is correct. You will not step foot inside the mines. You will not lay a single finger on the salt crystals.
I hope you understand the gravity of your words. The salt crystals represent the power to rule over Norzelia. You're a fool if you think we will let you have them.
It represents much more than that. It represents the end of your tyranny. The end of the suffering you've inflicted on our realm for generations. You care not for the happiness of the common people, nor do you give a whit for our house's survival.
And I take it that means you intend to survive this little outburst of yours. Allow me one question then. What will you do with the salt crystals?
We will set right this world you've corrupted.
What fools you are. You would orchestrate your own destruction for something as uncertain as what is right. A pity. I had hoped young Serenoa would be a strong ally. A shame he has chosen a false cause.
History shall attest to the justice of our cause and the wickedness of yours.
I needn't await history's judgment, Benedict. You and yours are naught but heretics, and you shall share the fate all heretics share. In the name of the goddess, I declare your lives forfeit.
Well, before I proceed with what I'm going to do, I know I'm going to have to grind. I've only got 7 units in this party, and one of them, I think 2 of them in this group, are horrendously underleveled. Recommended level 28. Let me see what the initial enemy placement looks like before I decide what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm, like, really mentally in the mood for the amount of grinding I'll need to do tonight. Not on stream, anyway.
Show the Wolford curs no quarter.
But we'll see what it looks like.
Every last one of them to the sword.
They come. Our future lies before us. Whatever we may lose in the moments to come, we will lose much more if we do not drive Exham back.
Today, we fight not for glory or pride, but for survival. For the future.
At least Serenoa has unique dialogue, depending on where he is. Because I could have put him with any group. But it does make a lot of sense for him to defend the home. Okay, well... Yes, the soldiers were just for show. I don't have the soldiers, apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. X-Ham is immune to Fury. He's not immune to Sleep. And he is level 30 with 41 strength. With an attack that does has a power of 205. Serenoa is strong. What is his strength? 34. And this is 34. Julio and Hasabara are barely above half of X-Ham's level. Okay, so here's... Hold on. Hold on. Go to the dam encampment. That's what I want to do. Oh, I see. You can now access the sundry shop. What? That sounds like such placeholder dialogue. You can now access the provisioner. That literally sounds like placeholder pop-up dialogue. Oh man. And then what do you say? Welcome to the tavern. What better way to swap stories of battle than over drinks? I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do mock battles to get Hasabara and Julio up to speed for sure. And I can only level the people that I have. Wonderful. Okay, well, let me think for a moment, because there's no way that I'm going to win that battle against what's-his-face in 1 or even 2 attempts. And that's not even before considering the fact that I'm going to do all in my power to not use the traps again, because I don't want to burn the town. So, it will take a lot of attempts to gain experience and keep leveling up and etc. to be able to successfully do that battle. And with that said, the grinding is not just for levels, because I need more money to buy the rest of the materials for sale to upgrade people. Because Julio and Hasabara don't have a lot of upgrades, and there are more upgrades I can get with both Serenoa and Anna, who are my powerful elite units. There are definitely... how do I exit this battle? Let me take a look at... So, I can get Serenoa 15 more HP. I can get him the ability to recover HP when I defeat an enemy. I can grant TP to an ally in range. I increase the range of Hawk Strike, which is actually a really good idea, considering that range is going to be something I need. Benedict could use more HP. More speed, definitely. There's his magic defense. Hasabara is missing much in the way of upgrades. Increases the effect of Be Brave. Yeah. She's gonna need luck. She's gonna need movement. That's actually kind of cool too, but in general, movement. Julio doesn't even have... I don't have Electrum though, so he can't even get weapon rank 3 related stuff. I also don't have what's needed for Lionel to upgrade. But yeah, like, here's another important thing, like deal physical damage and lower their physical defense, which could be important for like trying to nuke Exham, who, as always, the leaders have insane amounts of HP. There's a lot of important upgrades. And then, not only that, but I would want the extra large pellets, the large ranged pellets. Panacea pellets especially with no healers would be nice. I could buy up to 3 of them. In theory, but I don't have the money to do so. There are easy battles to grind for money. And then I could buy some superior stone and iron in quality, and then yeah, some quality and superior to facilitate some of the upgrades. It's really just some healing items that I would definitely want to buy, and the upgrade materials along with the respective upgrades. I definitely want to do some farming for this. The money farming will be useful across all 3 parties, granted, not just this party. So that's grinding I can do for everyone, as well as gathering materials to upgrade everyone. God, some of the other people in the other parties need a lot more upgrades because I've been focusing mostly on these individuals. Specifically, Serenoa, Anna, and best character Lionel. To a point, Benedict, but... I mean, even this mock battle is going to be annoying with only these units. Like, they're only level 22, with the leader being, what, 25? 26? But I don't have a healer. They have mages. They have archers. And Yuli, Julio, and Hasabara are underleveled even for this mock battle. So yeah, it will end up being a bit of an early end for tonight, but as I said, I had no idea there was this mystical 4th route that was gonna divide my forces so extensively. I'm still disappointed that there is a perfect route, because again, my whole thoughts on the quality of writing and demeaning other choices, having a everything works out type of conclusion. But the battles proved to be fun. I just need to get in a better condition with supplementary items and upgrades. I will try to do some grinding over the weekend during my D&D game and work on Sunday, and then maybe I'll try to squeeze in a stream on Sunday as well. I wanted to stream Kirby when it came out on Friday, but currently, how many more chapters are there? I don't know. You know, that's a good point. Let me answer that question for myself. This says there are 20 chapters, and we are on chapter 18. Chapter 18, part 1, mind you. I'm assuming chapter 18 is going to be all 3 battles. Then there's chapter 19 and 20. I think... assuming that is an accurate... Well, this says there's 21 chapters on this specific path. That makes me confident that I could be done with this. Well, ideally, I would not want to stream Thursday, because I would start stream at midnight, assuming Kirby releases at midnight. I still debatably might not buy and stream that on release. I don't know, I want to, but I'll think more on it. But either way, even if I do, if there's up to 21 chapters, I can do a particularly long stream if needed on both Tuesday and Wednesday, and ensure that I get the grinding done on the other days. Which I think I will do. But, yeah, there's only like an hour and 20 minutes of this left, and it will probably take me that long just to do grinding, so rather than have a not so entertaining bit of streaming, I'm going to call it here. Just again, not mentally in the mood to do this level of grinding. And then I will be back at this either normal on Monday or surprise Sunday stream. But yeah, overall pretty interesting. Pretty interesting developments indeed. Either way, I am thankful for each and every one of you that decided to stop by and watch. I appreciate you all. And I hope you are finding the story as interesting as I am. Perfect route notwithstanding. But, yeah. I want everyone to have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend. I will see you all next time.